Welcome back to the reality guys. I'm your host Brian and today I'm talking Love Island, Australia. This is season 6, episode 4. So we pick right back up where Taylor is telling Em like, "Hey, the door's still open. I am into you. I want if you're the balls in your court. If you want to do something, do something." Uh, this is not going to turn out well for him when Alicia finds out maybe 10 minutes later in the episode. So I don't. I think a couple of girls tell her. I think like it was like Xanthi and Hannah maybe, and they are talking about it. And like, I think Alicia's rightfully annoyed by the conversation because I think she was told like, oh, like by Taylor, like, hey, I'm into you, and then all of a sudden it's like she hears like, hey, I'm in. Taylor says to her, I'm into you more than I am into. I just didn't know how you felt. So let's see how that ages. They do get a text that they're going to have a challenge today. It's called Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture. Essentially, this challenge is very similar to a lot of the ones they do on Love Island, where they are doing some posing, some dancing, stripping, getting wet, and then they have to push a button for a Polaroid that pops out with a question, and they have to choose the person they think it's related to. Then they kiss them, and then they have to turn over on board who they think it actually is. So some of the notable ones that I thought were interesting. Em has a black belt in karate, so did not see that one coming. Hannah let a man suck on her toes for $100, and that definitely got Nico's ears perked up because we know he's a foot dude. So he's just that. I cannot believe that this couple is as strong as they are. I cannot believe it. And then the big one for the girls is this girl cheated on her boyfriend at her nan's funeral. And this turned out to be Alicia. She explains that it was just a kiss later in the day, so not technically at the funeral. So modern production just I don't know how they must how do they screen these questions is really my thing is where are they getting this information unless it's given to them. For some of the boys, this boy has ghosted nearly every girl he slept with. So the girls choose they think it was Dylan here, and it actually is Indigo. So Indigo claiming that he's a nice guy, not a nice guy quality. So I think Indigo stock is just down, very down. Taylor hasn't cranked it in 6 months. Zane, 55 one night stands. That is a lot. So, and the girls are not going to be happy about that. And then the big kicker one here, I think that is just like a big time yikes and huge red flag. This guy will only, this guy will only go on, have a relationship with a girl if her body count is less than 10. And this was Dylan. And that is just a big time yikes. And Mimi's not loving it. I wouldn't be no, I wouldn't be happy with it either. That's just a crazy, because especially he's the one who says he has like 100 bodies. Just it's just kind of the same thing happened on Love Island USA, where these guys have like, oh, I can do this, but the double standard is really bad. So that might be he might be dead and buried after that. And he keeps digging his grave, like he's trying to explain it to Mimi, and it's just not going any well, man. Just apologize for it. Like, woof is all I gotta say to that. Em tells Alicia about the conversation that her and Taylor had. I mean, she already knew about it, but I guess they kind of have their conversation. There is another game, and this is kind of how the episode is going to end. The boys are blindfolded, and they're standing in line, and you kind of think like, oh, the girls are going to play the kissing game. And they have to guess who it is. They get a text that they have to go back up to the balcony, and bombshell Sophie finally arrives. She comes in, she kisses every single dude. All the girls are upset. I mean, obviously, when she kisses Zane, we know this from the preview that she does know Zane, and she says to Zane, like, "Did you miss me? Did you miss this?" And I thought it was really funny, and like all the guys could hear it, and they're like, "Who was that? Who was that?" The guys are also. Well, before I get to that, so Zane, she does this to Zane, and the last person she kisses is Nico. She lifts his blindfold up, and then they go out on a date. And they've done this on previous seasons in Love Island, so not totally surprising. But Hannah's not happy about it. So I guess they're finally getting tested. In the date, Nico says he's not gonna, he'll talk to her, but he's gonna still like want to see what's there with Hannah. But what I was about to say is that I thought it was really funny when the guys are still blindfolded, standing there, and they haven't been told they can move yet, and they're having conversations about like, "Hey, who's still here?" And then they realize Nico's gone, and they're like, "Hey, Zane, who do you think it is?" And I thought it was really funny. Uh, so Zane has known her for 2 years, so they like had recently talked briefly about it, but yeah, that's gonna be an interesting wrinkle in the villa. So they do when all said is done and everything like settles down. Zane and Sophie talk. He says he can't even say that he likes Xanthi. So he, like you said in one of the previous episodes, he's not good with his words, but like that could be a big issue. We'll see how that preview shows them like going on a date as well. Uh, Hannah is pissed off that Nico hasn't. They've come back from their mini date, and he hasn't even talked to her. So that might be a big red flag. I just don't understand. Like, just go talk to the girl. You don't even need to like just dive into it. Just like give her a little bit of attention. So, not good. Preview though. I was a little surprised, and I pulled these pictures, and I didn't even realize who they were when I did it. I was just like, whatever. So we find out who the Love Island gods are, and Sydney from Love Island. I think it's season 4 or 5 from USA, and I forget. No, it might have been 5. I don't remember who she was with. But she had red hair. She's one of the people that might be coming in like right now. And then Steph from Love Island France, and he was on Love Island Games, so we're familiar with him. So that is very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to that. So this kind of confirms a couple things that I think. Like I saw one of the previews for one of the videos, and there's a guy on there that I recognize from another show we watched that has nothing to do with Love Island, and he's actually been on this podcast. So I put my feelers out to message him. He hasn't gotten back to me to see if it's actually him, but he might have to like be not explaining it because the show's coming out. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. And if it is him, I'm going to try to get him back on. Maybe we can talk about some Love Island, maybe get our first Love Island interview. So looking forward to that. But I will be back tomorrow for episode 5. And maybe we'll see Sydney and Steph enter the villa, cause some more shakeups. I do like that they're doing some good drama. I do. I think this Zane, Sophie stuff is going to be good. So thanks for watching. I'll be back in the next one. Make sure to check out we did Love is Blind reunion reaction. We just did Survivor episode 7, Gold Bachelor episode 7. Should have House of Villains out tomorrow, probably even after episode 5 of Australia. But yeah, we have a ton of videos coming out. And if you have any show suggestions, drop it in the comments below. I'll definitely give it a chance and maybe do a video about it. So thanks for watching and have a good Halloween. See you.